Hey guys, in this video, we are talking about your human design profile. Your profile gives you more insight into your personality and the way that you carry out your different roles in life. So it's going to give you some key pieces of wisdom when it comes to your life's work and how you create fulfillment and live out your purpose here in this lifetime. If you don't yet have your chart, you can find it at whitneycopeland.com/chart and get your free download. Once you have it, take a look below the body graph. There's some writing below the body graph, and you're going to find the word profile, and you're going to see a number that looks like a fraction. That is your profile number. The first number comes from your conscious sun gate, and it's the parts of your personality that you are probably aware of and conscious of. The other number comes from your unconscious sun gate, and it shows you the aspects of your personality that you might not be as aware of, but that other people will definitely see in you and maybe even point out to you. If you have done a lot of spiritual or personal development type work already, you may very well be aware of your unconscious personality traits as well. But as you're listening to the descriptions later in this video, pay close attention to that unconscious sun gate so that you can really bring awareness to that and start noticing it show up in your life. So the next step, if you already have your chart, checked out your profile number, we are going to dive into talking about your specific profile, and then I'm going to break it down line by line so that you have a really good understanding of yourself and your profile as a whole. Profile 5-1, they're here to save the day. They're here to help other people. Their investigative nature will help them research and learn and hone their skills so that they can really be of service to others. They do need to be aware of being taken advantage of by others. So having strong boundaries about who they help and how they want to help is super important for a 5-1. So now that we know a little bit about the 5-1, let's dive into each of these lines separately. So as you're listening to me describe each of your profile lines, pay specific attention to your unconscious line. As I mentioned earlier, these are the things that you might not yet be aware of about yourself. Other people may notice these characteristics or attributes in you before you do. And if you've done a lot of personal development type work already, you may very well be aware of these things and have already found your strategies and tools to help you really step into the higher frequency of your profile lines, which is where you're going to create that alignment in your life and that prosperity. But I want you to really listen to not only the unconscious profile line, but the conscious as well, through the lens of, am I owning this about myself? Have I really stepped into my role here? Am I really carrying out the essence of these lines? Am I stepping into the strengths? Am I aware of the challenges? So have that open mind as we dive in. We're going to cover your conscious line first, followed by your unconscious line. Okay, let's dive into line 5, the hero. The hero is the person who has an immense ability to help others and save the day. You guys are resourceful and people know that about you. So they come to you knocking on your door, asking for and expecting you to save the day. Where you can run into trouble is saying yes to everything and feeling like you need to go in and help anyone that calls upon you. And this can lead to feeling really resentful and annoyed with the people in your life. So what you really want to be aware of is tuning into your strategy and authority when you're deciding who you want to help. Something else to know about yourself is you really care about your reputation. So you can tend to put on a bit of a show or a facade and also fall into people pleasing. Your key to prosperity is to be authentic, to not try and please everybody, and to be discerning about who you help. Even though you'll have lots of people coming your way expecting you to save the day for them, help those who are ready, willing, and able, and charge for your services. Whether you are an entrepreneur selling your own products or services, or you're working for somebody else, you need to be compensated for what you have to offer. So that really is your key to prosperity. Let's start by chatting about line one. Line one is a natural leader and authority. They are the people who go out and do the research, and not research on just anything, but research on things that they are really genuinely interested in. They will look at something from all angles, collect all of the knowledge that there is out there, and build a really solid foundation on something. I personally am a line one, and what I have done is really gotten into human design, and I've taken something that is complex and made it simple. So that's another thing that line ones are really good at. They can take information that seems really overwhelming and complex to most people and synthesize it down into something that is really easy to understand. Line ones like to know that something is right for them before starting. So they will find themselves looking up the details. If it comes to relationships, they will, really get to know the person before committing to anything serious. Even if it's a friendship, they're going to want to know a lot about that person before deciding that they're going to trust this person and pursue something more long-term with them. So let's dive into the strengths of the line one. So like I mentioned, very good at researching, very well versed in the subject matters that are important to them, very good at building solid foundations to educate others, and they have a very sound understanding of their materials and subject matter. The challenges that a line one can run into is that they get stuck in research mode. They are constantly chasing after more certifications, credentials. They're procrastinating on decisions or starting on projects because they always feel like there's more to learn, and they want to know all of the details so that they can communicate that in a way that makes sense to other people. But if they get stuck in this mode of constantly researching and learning, they're not actually going out there and providing value to other people. So the key to prosperity for a line one is to not get stuck in research mode. It is fantastic that you can dive deep and that you're interested in exploring things to the very root of the matter so that you can understand it and communicate it in a better way. And that is very helpful for people. But it's not helpful if you just keep it to yourself and don't actually put it out there in the world. So your number one thing to pay attention to is, am I getting stuck in research mode? Am I trying to get more and more details here? The thought that you can adopt to help you through this is, I know enough. I know enough. I have enough. I am enough to provide immense value to the people who are interested or are experiencing similar challenges to me. I have what they need help with. And so I need to step out of the belief that I'm not ready to start and I don't know enough and I need to take action. So that is the number one piece of advice for creating prosperity in your life for line one. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you found the content valuable, please go ahead and subscribe and continue to explore your human design on this channel. And of course, if you ever have any specific questions or want to dive deeper into your chart in a one-on-one scenario, you can contact me directly through my website.